What's up, y'all? Serrano786 here for some Destiny 2. I'm going to be talking about the new dungeon, Ghost of the Deep, that just released on the 26th, this past Friday. I spent the whole weekend with it, got the new exotic, farmed out all the armor for each of my classes. I wanted to take some time and just kind of talk about my thoughts on the raid and talk about how this is probably the best in-game content that we have ever gotten in Destiny. Because let's be honest, the real in-game content in Destiny 2 is the drip. Let's be honest. It's making your Guardian look as dope as fuck. And let's be honest, this is the dopest armor that has ever come to the game. I can't think of any other armor that looks as cool that you're able to get with just farming and not actually having to spend silver or actual money on getting. That being said, my thoughts about the dungeon. So overall, just to keep this short, I love the dungeon. There's really only a couple things that I have a small little gripe about. The beginning part of it, I do feel is a little long. I'm really unsure of why they make you collect 4 different, things in order to progress. I mean, 2 or 3 would have been fine. It's a little long in the beginning. The last boss, I feel like the arc damage is really insane, especially with the butterflies. But other than that, the encounters overall looked awesome. I love the traversing, although it does feel a little long at times when you're going through like the methane and like traversing through the level. It seems a little long. But overall, I love the aesthetic. I love that Oryx is at the end of this. Did not see that coming. There's like a resurrection spell going on for Oryx. Like, what the hell? Like some of the coolest looking, like surprising things that happen in this dungeon. Again, this is the best in-game content that Destiny 2 has gotten in a really long time. And I was actually pumped and actually farmed out the armor for every single class that I have. And I've never done that. I usually just farm it on my Warlock. I'm like, if I get it on my other characters, cool. But this is the first time ever that I've ever actually wanted to do it. And I spent the whole weekend doing that on top of getting the exotic. And again, I got the Catalyst Force. Pretty cool. It looks cool. Not really sure how it's going to play out. I am curious to see it if it's going to be good in like GMs and stuff like that. But we'll have to see. But yeah, overall, the dungeon was really cool. I will say as far as difficulty, it wasn't really hard once you figured out the mechanics and optimized how you're going to do DPS. The last boss could be a little tough, although I do want to show a tweet by Salto Grepo about something that he found out about the last encounter and why it felt like it took so long. Check this out. With the changes that came with Lightfall, no activity, or at least the in-game activity, would be more than 21 power over the cap, right? So that means this last encounter is 1810. The boss is 1810. So that means in order to be at maximum light for this, you would have to be at 1831, which probably nobody is at. Maybe somebody out there. I don't know. If you are, I would love to see it. That's insane. But that means that for most 99.9% of people who are doing this encounter are going to be under power, because even at 1810, you're at the boss level. That's why this boss seemed so strong. Now, I don't know if this was intentional by Bungie or if this was just like, oops, we didn't realize it. It was a holiday weekend, so So either way, if you're having troubles or this boss just seemed extra hard, that's why. It's just you're way underpowered, even if you were at cap. So most everybody was going to be having a really tough time. And people who were soloing were talking about 30, 40-minute fights, like going 10 rounds, 10 phases of damage. Some doing maybe a little bit less, but I think the shortest was maybe like 4 or 5, maybe solo, maybe longer, 6 or 7. I don't know. It was a lot. Like you're basically fighting for a really long time. But that's why. Now, give it a few more weeks when everybody's, higher power level, the artifacts higher, probably won't be that much of an issue. But it is really nice to see a dungeon like this because it's such a nice dungeon. Like I said, overall, I was really satisfied with the dungeon, with minus those 2 little things. This end boss counter seeming really tough, but it made sense after I read that tweet by Salt. But in the beginning part seemed a little bit long, but there was no part of the dungeon where I just felt like, oh, this is too much at any point. Everything was nice and peppered in with the challenging, the traversing, collecting things. And sometimes Bungie does overdo it with stuff, let's be honest. But this was overall a very well done. Again, the best in-game content that I think we could have gotten in a really long time. Maybe the best ever. I'm going to say that. This is probably the best ever. Aside from when King's Fall came out, back with Destiny 1, this is the best in-game content. Like, this is it. This is the best. This is the pinnacle. This should set the precedence for Bungie on how they need to approach content moving forward. It needs to be fun like this, interactive. The in-game or the last boss, everybody had to do something, right? Like, you were either clearing ads, but if you wanted to be efficient, everybody had to go collect, kill a Lucent Hive, come back. You had to look through things. Like, it was just, there's a lot of moving parts, right? So it's a very interactive fight. Like, I love that. I love that about this encounter. Again, it did seem tough, but with the power level thing, I mean, it makes sense. Again, that made sense. But overall, absolutely love the dungeon. Let me hear your thoughts down below. I want to know if you're loving it. Do you love the armor? Would you have loved to seen it maybe a little bit easier? Maybe correct the power level? Did you feel it was appropriate for the power level for the opening weekend? You got to think also, most people aren't going to clear their opening weekend, probably, unless you're cap already, right? And even then, it's going to be tough. You're going to actually have to try to do this. It's not going to be something you easily do, which I enjoy. There was enough difficulty in it that made it feel worthwhile to do it. And the armor itself alone was worth it. Not to mention the new submachine gun and the new rocket launcher. There's talks, and I've seen a few videos of potential being the top DPS, the SMG being the new king of PvP, comparing it to the Immortal. Depending on the role. So it is really interesting there. Let me hear your thoughts down below in the comments. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Face roll the keyboard. I appreciate every single one of you. And as always, stay spicy out there, and I will catch y'all on the next one. I'm going to leave the rest of this fight up. Good luck, Guardians, on clearing this. If you have any questions, also leave those in the comments. Later, y'all. From up top?
Yeah, you got to look from...
Oh, no, come on.
So I have way more div ammo.
Oh my god.
You have, even if it's lined up on the screen, you have to actually physically aim for it. It's really dumb. You'll want to be higher up than where you are. Just kind of want to be up here.
Dude, that is a terrible spot. That is a terrible spot.
And you just look over.
Oh, okay. You can just get it from up here. Never mind.
Yeah. And then that's...
That's all three?
There you go. Yep.
Okay.
So I imagine the finals. Yeah, I'm gonna go for. I think this is Wizard.
Yeah.
If you want to go for Acolyte, we'll see if we can get them all at once.
Yep.
Wizard is Cross, which is Hand. To not be murdered by ads if I can prevent it.
Oh, I did not even look at the symbol. Oops.
It's fine, you can determine off what juice it has.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a second. Pop this super. I have Pokeball.
Okay.
You're going to chest, so you'll be going head.
Okay. And then I'm back in. Where is deep sight? Oh, there's so many.
Don't hit me, 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 don't hit me.
No whammies, no whammies.
It was absolute one. It was like slightly tickled.
I don't see the deep side anywhere.
I'd already grabbed it.
Oh, okay.
It's already buffed up. It's fine. You just stay where you are. I'll refresh it for you.
All right.
I got it already.
Okay, I got it. Head for DPS, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Head for head. Just hit what you can from the lower. Revive it.
Die, motherfucker! Oh my god.
Hey.
What a dick.
Oh, make sure you get a finisher as well. Don't let the boss respawn.
Where is he? Oh, you got it, okay.
Mid-air, yeah.
Give me the exotic so I don't ever have to come back here. Just give me the exotic. No. Dang it.